হ্যালো স্টুডেন্টস, আজকে আমরা আলোচনা করব ক্লাস 5-এর সায়েন্স চ্যাপ্টার 8 ওয়াটার অ্যান্ড ইটস পিউরিফিকেশন। তো আমি চ্যাপ্টারটার এক্সারসাইজের কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সার করব, তার সাথে করাবো অবজেক্টিভস, আর লাস্টের দিকে করব কিছু ইনসাইট কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সার। তো ভিডিওটা স্কিপ করো না। মোটিভেট করার জন্য ভিডিওগুলো লাইক করো, শেয়ার করো, আর চ্যানেলে যদি নতুন এসে থাকো অবশ্যই চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করো, বেল আইকনটা প্রেস করো, যাতে প্রত্যেকটা ভিডিও নোটিফিকেশন তোমরা সবার আগে পেতে পারো। তাহলে চলো স্টার্ট করি ওয়াটার অ্যান্ড ইটস পিউরিফিকেশন। ফার্স্টেই দেখো এখানে নাম্বার এতে আছে কিছু কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সার। আগে আমরা অবজেক্টিভস আলোচনা করে নেব, তারপরে আসবো আমরা কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সারের দিকে। Number B, fill in the blanks. Number 1, water is known as universal solvent. Number 2, air and water are two basic requirements of living things. Number 3, water is the only substance that exists in all the three forms of matter. Number 4, water is used as solvents to absorb heat in industries. Number 5, boiling is very common method to kill bacteria in water at home. Number 6, the clean water collected in other vessel after passing through filter paper is called filtration. Number 7, water is used in the production of electricity in the hydroelectric power stations. Number 8, water is used for irrigation of crops in agriculture fields. Next, number C, true or false? Water is not essential for life on the earth. False. Number 2, water from the wells are the purest form of water. False. Number 3, drinking water should be clean and pure. True. Number 4, water cycle never ends. It goes on continuously. True. Number 5, water is universal solvent. True. Number 6, boiling is mostly done in water department to supply clean water in towns and cities. False. তো নেক্সট আছে এবার নাম্বার ডিতে, অ্যান্সার দ্য ফলোয়িং ইন ওয়ান ওয়ার্ড only. Number 1, natural source of purest water, rain water. Number 2, known as universal solvent, water. Number 3, used in industries to absorb heat, water. Number 4, a machine that purifies water at home, water purifiers. Number 5, name a chemical that is added by water works department to purify the water, chlorine. Number 6, here electricity is produced using water, hydroelectric stations. Next আছে differentiate the following. Number 1, sedimentation, filtration. Number 1, sedimentation occurs when the suspended particles are large enough to settle to the bottom of a vessel under their own weight. Filtration. Number 1, filtration works on the difference in particle sizes between the small liquid or gas molecules and larger solid particles. Number 2, filter paper is not used here. Number 2, here a filter paper is used to filter the insoluble solid particles from a mixture of solid and liquid. Next, number 2, evaporation and distillation. Number 1, it is the process of vaporization of solvent from a solution to get concentrated product. Number 1, it is the separation of constituents of a liquid mixture by vaporization and again condensation. Number 2, vapors are not collected. Number 2, vapors are condensed and collected. Number 3, concentrated product is obtained after evaporation. Number 3, distillate is obtained after distillation. Number 4, used for obtaining concentrated products and removing impurities. Number 4, used for separation and purification of liquid from mixtures. Next, number 3, evaporation, condensation. Number 1, by definition, evaporation is the process where water changes into vapor. Condensation. Number 1, condensation is the opposite process where water vapor is converted to tiny droplets of water. Number 2, evaporation occurs before a liquid reaches its boiling point. Condensation is a phase change regardless of the temperature. Number 3. Evaporation usually takes place in low altitude. Number 3. Condensation happens mainly at higher altitudes. Number 4. When evaporation takes place, energy is consumed. Number 4. In the process of condensation, energy is released. Number 4. Condensation and precipitation. Number 1. It is a state change of matter from gas to liquid. Number 1. It is a state change of matter from aqueous to solid. Number 2. It depends on both temperature and pressure of the system. Number 2. It depends on both temperature and concentration of the solution. Okay, তো আমাদের অবজেক্টিভ পার্ট হয়ে গেল। নেক্সট এবার আমরা স্টার্ট করব কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সার পার্টে। Why it is often heard that there is scarcity of water in same areas, yet 2/3 of Earth's surface is covered with water. About 2/3 part of the Earth is covered with water, but all of this water is not drinkable. Most of the water exists in the form of seawater, which is salty and not drinkable. Some water is locked up in ice caps or soil. Only 0.5% or less of that constitutes fresh water, which is drinkable. Due to this, we often hear of water scarcity in many areas. Next, number 2, name the various sources of water on the earth. Various sources of water are springs, well water, rivers and rainwater. Next, number 3, list all the properties of water. Number 1, water is colorless, tasteless and odorless. Number 2, water can dissolve almost everything, hence it is called universal solvent. Number 3, water is only natural thing that is found in all 3 states of matter. Number 4, water is used as coolant in the industries because it has the ability to absorb large amount of heat. Number 5, it has the ability to move through roots and stems. Number 4, what is water cycle? Water that is taken from the various water bodies comes back through many procedures. So, total amount of water on the earth remains the same. This cycle goes on and on in nature and is called water cycle. Number 5, explain the various steps in water cycle. The sun's heat evaporates the water available in different water bodies like rivers, ponds, lakes and or the oceans and converts it into water vapor. This water vapor is light in weight, so rises up into the air. As water vapor rises up, it gets cooled and changes into droplets of water. These water droplets from the clouds. The process of changing of water vapor into droplets of water on cooling is called condensation. As more of water droplets added into it, it gets heavier. When it becomes difficult by the air to hold the heavier clouds anymore, it rains. This is called precipitation. Water falls back to the earth in the form of rainwater, hail, sleet or snow. Some amount of rainwater gets collected back in oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds. Some amount is soaked into the earth and becomes part of underground water. This part of underground water is also used by humans, plants and animals for different purposes. Thus, water that is taken from the various water bodies come back, and so total amount of water on the earth remains the same. This cycle goes on and on in nature and is called water cycle. Number 6, why there is need to purify water. What happens if someone drinks impure water? Sea water is salty and contains many other minerals and chemicals which lead to problem of stone in kidney. Different sources contains foreign substance like suspended solids, minerals, contain compounds, bacteria, eggs of insects, algae and aquatic plants. All this makes water unfit for drinking as it may cause many harmful effects on the health. If any person drinks impure water directly without purifying, he or she may become ill or sick. Diseases like cholera, jaundice, and typhoid spread through polluted water. Number 7. What are the different types of impurities present in the water? Name the different techniques involved in purifying it. Different types of impurities are suspended solids, minerals, certain compounds and bacteria, eggs of insects, algae and aquatic plants. Boiling, evaporation, distillation, sedimentation, filtration, chlorination, water purifiers are used to purify water. Number 8. Explain the sedimentation method of water purifying. In this method, heavy impurities settle down at the bottom on keeping water for some time without disturbing. When impurities settle down, then collect the water in another container using a glass rod or any other rod slowly so that impurities never disturb. This process is known as decantation. This gives you clean water. This process of sedimentation and decantation will be done again and again till all impurities will be separated. Next, last one. Number 9. What are the different uses of water? Number 1. Water is used for bathing, cooking food, to wash utensils, fruits, etc. Number 2. Water is used for irrigation of crops in agriculture fields. Number 3. It is used to produce steam for steam engines. Number 4. It is used in the production of ice. Number 5. It is used as solvents and as coolant in many industries. নেক্সট এবার আমি যেরকম বলেছিলাম আসবো আমি এক্সট্রা কোয়েশ্চেন অ্যান্সার শুরু করার আগে আমি কিছু অবজেক্টিভস তোমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করি। Fill in the blanks. Number 1. Springs, wells, rivers, sea, oceans and rainwater are natural sources of water. Number 2. Impure water is unsafe to drink. It may cause diseases like cholera, jaundice and typhoid. Number 3. At home we use water purifiers or boil the water to purify it. Number 4. Rainwater is purest and drinkable directly. Number 5. In water treatment plants, water is purified by the method of sedimentation, filtration and chlorination. Number 6. Water is used for domestic, agriculture and industrial purposes. Number 7. One can live without food for even a month, but without water no one can live for a week. Number 8. Water is colorless, tasteless and odorless. Number 9. Water is used to produce steam for steam engines. Number 10. Water is prepared fuels like hydrogen and water gas. এবার আমি আসবো কিছু question answer. Number 1. Why Earth is known as blue planet? About 2/3 of part of the Earth is covered with water. This is why the Earth is known as blue planet. Number 2. How springs are formed? Springs are formed by the percolation of rainwater into the soil. Number 3. Which is the source to well, hand pumps and lakes? Springs. Number 4. How we get underground water? The rainwater that is soaked in the soil and goes down underground water. On digging a well, this water is available to us. Number 5. Why well water is not pure? Well water contains impurities like sand, dirt and microorganisms like bacteria, so it is not pure. Number 6. How evaporation method is used to purify water? Evaporation is used to separate soluble impurities from the water. Number 7. How boiling method is used to purify water? Water is boiled for about 5 minutes and then cools it to kill bacteria and germs and make it drinkable. Number 8. Why distillation is better than evaporation? Distillation provides the water as well as impurities both separated. The impure water is taken in one flask and heated. Water changes into water vapor which is condensed and collected in the other vessel in the form of pure water. The first flask left with the impurities only. So to have pure water, distillation is better than evaporation. Number 9. What is sedimentation? The setting down of heavy impurities at the bottom of a liquid is called sedimentation. Number 10. What is decantation? Pouring of clean water without disturbing the sediments after the separation is called decantation. Number 11, what is filtration? Cleaning of water having insoluble impurities using a filter paper or a thin cloth is called filtration. Last one, what is water purifiers? Water purifiers are the machine which automatically kills germs, bacteria and removes soluble and insoluble impurities from the water. তো আজকে আমরা কমপ্লিট করলাম ওয়াটার অ্যান্ড ইটস পিউরিফিকেশন। তো ভিডিওগুলো লাইক করতে ভুলো না, তার সাথে চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করো, বেল আইকনটা প্রেস করো, মোটিভেট করো যাতে ভবিষ্যতে তোমাদের জন্য আরও ভালো ভালো ভিডিও বানাতে পারি। তো আজকে এইটুকুই, সবাই সুস্থ থেকো, ভালো থেকো, মন দিয়ে পড়াশুনো করো, বাই, টেক কেয়ার।